Hello everyone, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Raiha Iwani binti Rosman. You can call me Teacher Raiha. So today I will proceed my presentation with subtopic 2.0, that is Internet. Okay student, this slide is about definition of Internet. So I want to ask you all, before this, do you know what is the real definition of the Internet? Okay, let me tell you all. Internet is the global system of interconnected computer networks that uses the Internet Protocol suite to communicate between networks and devices. Okay, student, this slide is about how does the Internet work. At this point, you may be wondering, how does the Internet work? The exact answer is pretty complicated and will take a while to explain. Instead, let's look at some of the most important things you should know. It is important to realize that the Internet is a global network of physical cables, which can include copper telephone wires, TV cables, and fiber optic cables. Even wireless connection like Wi-Fi and 3G or 4G rely on these physical cables to access the Internet. When you visit a website, your computer sends a request over these wires to a server. A server is a way websites are stored, and it works a lot like your computer's hard drive. Once the request arrives, the server retrieves the website and sends the correct data back to your computer. What's amazing is that this all happens in just a few seconds. Okay, student, this slide is about types of Internet service. The type of Internet service you choose will largely depend on which Internet service providers (ISP) serve your area, along with the types of service they offer. Here are some common types of Internet service such as dial-up, DSL, cable, satellite, 3G and 4G. First, I will explain about dial-up. This is generally the slowest type of Internet connection, and you should probably avoid it unless it is the only service available in your area. Dial-up Internet uses your phone line, so unless you have multiple phone lines, you will not be able to use your landline and the Internet at the same time. Second, I will explain about DSL. DSL service uses a broadband connection, which makes it much faster than dial-up. DSL connects to the Internet via a phone line, but does not require you to have a landline at home. And unlike dial-up, you'll be able to use the Internet and your phone line at the same time. Next, I will explain about cable. Cable service connects to the Internet via cable TV. Although you do not necessarily need to have cable TV in order to get it, it uses a broadband connection and can be faster than both dial-up and DSL service. However, it is not only available where cable TV is available. Next, satellite. A satellite connection uses broadband but does not require cable or phone lines. It connects to the Internet through a satellite orbiting the Earth. As a result, it can be used almost anywhere in the world, but the connection may be affected by weather patterns. Satellite connections are also usually slower than DSL or cable. Last, I will explain about 3G and 4G. 3G and 4G service is most commonly used with mobile phones and it connects wirelessly through your ISP network. However, these type of connections are not always as fast as DSL or cable. They will also limit the amount of data you can use each month, which is not the case with most broadband plans. Okay, student, for this slide, I will explain about hardware that are needed to connect internet. There is two hardware, that is modem and router that are needed to connect internet. Once you have your computer, you really don't need much additional hardware to connect to the internet. The primary piece of hardware you need is a modem. The type of internet access you choose will determine the type of modem you need. For example, dial-up access uses a telephone modem, DSL service uses a DSL modem, cable access uses a cable modem, and satellite service uses a satellite adapter. Your ISP may give you a modem often for a fee when you sign a contract, which helps ensure that you have the right type of modem. However, if you would prefer to shop for a better or less expensive modem, you can choose to buy one separately. Next, router. A router is a hardware device that allows you to connect several computers and other devices to a single internet connection, which is known as a home network. Many routers are wireless, which allows you to create a home wireless network, commonly known as a Wi-Fi network. You don't necessarily need to buy a router to connect to the internet. It is possible to connect your computer directly to your modem using an Ethernet cable. Also, many modems include a built-in router, so you have the option of creating a Wi-Fi network without buying extra hardware. Okay, student, for this slide, I will explain about home networking. If you have multiple computers at home and want to use all of them to access the internet, you may want to create a home network. Home network, also known as a Wi-Fi network. In a home network, all of your devices connect to your router, which is connected to the modem. This means everyone in your family can use the internet at the same time. Your ISP technician may be able to set up a home Wi-Fi network when installing your internet service. And if you want to connect a computer that does not have built-in Wi-Fi connectivity, you can purchase a Wi-Fi adapter that plugs into your computer's USB port. Okay, student, for this slide, I will explain about cloud. You may have heard people using terms like the cloud, cloud computing, or cloud storage. But what exactly is the cloud? Cloud is a storage that will enable for people to access remotely over the internet. Simply put, the cloud is the internet. More specifically, it's all of the things you can access remotely over the internet. When something is in the cloud, it means it's stored on the internet servers instead of your computer's hard drive. Some of the main reasons to use cloud are convenience and reliability. For example, if you have ever used a web-based email service such as Gmail or Yahoo, mail, you have already used the cloud. All of the emails in a web-based service are stored on servers rather than on your computer's hard drive. This means you can access your email from any computer with an internet connection. It also means you'll be able to recover your emails if something happens to your computer. Okay, student, for this slide, I will explain about common reason to use cloud. There is three common reasons, which is for file storage, file sharing, and backing up data. So, let's look at some of the most common reasons to use the cloud. First, file storage. You can store all types of information in the cloud, including files and email. This means you can access these things from any computer or mobile device with an internet connection, not just your home computer. Dropbox and Google Drive are some of the most popular cloud-based storage services. Second is file sharing. The cloud makes it easy to share files with several people at the same time. For example, you could upload several photos to a cloud-based photo service like Flickr or iCloud Photos, then quickly share them with friends and family. Third is backing up data. You can also use the cloud to protect your files. Apps like Mozi and Carbonite automatically back up your data to the cloud. This way, if your computer ever is lost, stolen, or damaged, you'll still be able to recover these files from the cloud. So, student, for this slide, I will explain about the web and electronic commerce. First, I will explain about the web. The web or World Wide Web (WWW) is basically a system of internet servers that support specially formatted documents. The documents are formatted in a markup language called HTML hypertext markup language that supports links to other documents as well as graphic, audio, and video files. The example for the web you can see based on the slide. Next, in the same slide, I will explain about electronic commerce. Electronic commerce, or known as e-commerce, is a business model that lets firms and individuals buy and sell things over the internet. E-commerce operates in all four of the following major market segments: business to business and also business to consumer. Electronic commerce is a commercial transaction which happens over the internet. Example of electronic commerce, as you can see based on the slide. So students, for this slide I will explain about downloading and uploading. First, I will explain about downloading. Downloading means receiving data or a file from the internet on the computer. The browser should prompt to select one of two methods or downloading the file. Open with. It will download the file and load it immediately in the specified program. For the save file, it will download it and save it to the hard drive. Next, in the same slide, I will explain about uploading. Uploading is sending data or a file from the computer to somewhere on the internet. It will upload utility to help perform the file transfer. The site will help page to walk through the upload process. For example, Facebook has a camera icon that begins the upload process. For this slide, I will explain about connection and network. Firstly, I will explain about connection. Connection of Internet refer to on how IP address sequence of numbers that uniquely identifies each computer or device connected to the Internet. A domain name is a text-based name that corresponds to the IP address. A DNS server translates the domain name into its associated IP address. In this same slide, I will explain about network. Network is referred to connectivity that describes about the extensive process of connecting various parts of a network to one another. For example, through the use of routers, switches, gateways, and also how that process works. Another example of computer network such as LAN stand for Local Area Network, MAN stand for Metropolitan Area Network, WAN stand for Wide Area Network, and PAN stand for Personal Area Networks. Okay students, that's all for my presentation today. I hope that next time I will have opportunity to present my slides to you all again. Thank you for your cooperation and also attention during I present my slides. Stay safe and have a good day everyone. Assalamualaikum.
Now we have reached the last part of this topic, which is the conclusion. Firstly, I'm going to make it simple by explaining to you a few common advantages and disadvantages of ICT. The first one we have here is communication. Money can be saved because it's much quicker to move information around. With the help of ICT, it has become quicker and more efficient. Secondly, we have the globalization. Video conferencing saves money on flights and accommodation. ICT has not only brought the countries and people closer together, but it has allowed the world's economy to become a single interdependent system to contact either a business or family member. Next, I bet it feels free to send an email nowadays. It's without doubt cheaper than phone calls. ICT has also helped to automate business practices, thus restructuring businesses to make them exceptionally cost-effective. The fourth advantage is greater availability. That means ICT has made it possible for businesses to be automated, giving client access to website or voicemail 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Lastly, ICT can also help in bridging the cultural gap. Greater access to technology has helped to bridge the cultural gap by helping people from different cultures to communicate with one another and allow for the exchange of views and ideas, thus increasing awareness and reducing prejudice. Moving on to the disadvantages, the first one we have here is the lack of job security. Experts in a wide variety of fields believe that ICT has made job a big issue, since technology keeps on changing nearly every day. This means that individuals need to be constantly studying or at least keeping up with the changes in their profession if they want to feel secure in their jobs. Second one is overriding cultures. While ICT may have made the world a global village, it has also contributed to one culture consuming another weaker one. For example, it is now argued that teenagers in the US influence how most young teenagers all over the world now act, dress, and behave. Thirdly, we have privacy. Though information technology may have made communication quicker, easier, and more convenient, it has also brought along privacy issues. From cell phone signal interceptions, email hacking, people are now worried about their once private information becoming public knowledge. The second last is reliance on technology. Professor Ian Robertson, a neuropsychology expert based at Trinity College Dublin, who carried out the study, said people have more to remember these days and they are relying on technology for their memory, but the less you use of your memory, the poorer it becomes. Lastly, we have reliability of information. Anyone with access to a computer and internet connection can start a blog or post something up on a website. So just because it's on the web doesn't mean it's reliable. A prime example of this is the open source of encyclopedia, Wikipedia. Although considered a good source of information, it is not recognized by academic institutions as a trustworthy reference. The impact of ICT on labor productivity reveals in a company, an industry, and a country level. The development of ICT results in the increase of labor productivity both in the sector producing ICT and in the sector using ICT. ICT development provides the possibility to improve systems of company management processes, ensures a more efficient mechanism of market distribution, stimulates the development of network economy, influences social and cultural changes within a society, has a positive impact on SMB development perspective, and builds foundation for development of ICT and other innovations, which in turn results in productivity growth of individual companies as well as industries and national or country groups. Thank you, everyone.